Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 9 ways on how you can build your habits and also how you can stick to them. I think it is very important to build healthy habits that improve your life. I know it can be very hard. I hope you enjoy the video, so let's start. The first thing that you should do is write down all the habits that you want to implement. If you need some inspiration, I also have a video about 7 habits that changed my life. I'm gonna link it. I'm not sure which corner it is. I'm gonna link the video. Do some brainstorm and some research and make sure which habits you actually want to build. Write a list and then we can move on to step number 2. If you have written down all of your habits, then there comes step number 2, and this is very important because this is where people fail when they try building habits, and that is to make time when you're practicing those habits. And this sounds very simple, but if you want to build new habits, you have this long list, and then you will find yourself maybe not looking at that list, and 3 months later you regret that you still haven't built any new habits. So how are you gonna implement them into your daily life? You should make a schedule when you want to practice those habits. Maybe some of those habits you want to do in the morning, for example stretching or some exercise or whatever you want to do in the morning, and then something you just want to do in the evening, maybe reading or journaling, or maybe during the day, for example drinking more water. If you have all of your habits, try and find out when is the best time to do those habits. Step number 3, and that is so important because this is how you're actually going to start building and also sticking to your habits, and that is not starting all habits at once. If you're like me, maybe you have 10 to 20 habits that you want to build and include in your daily schedule, and that is pretty unrealistic. So what I would recommend, or what you should do, is take out 1 or 2 habits and practice them for a week or however long you think is good for you, but I would say around a week, and practice those 2 habits, and then you can implement more habits so it's not overwhelming and it is sustainable in the long run. So for example, you can say in the morning you want to start reading the news, and then at night you want to start reading a chapter of a book or just reading for half an hour. Just stick with those 2 habits, and when you're comfortable with those habits and regularly practicing them, that is when you can take on new habits. So it doesn't get too much at once and you will practice these habits for a very long time. Also, it can be very overwhelming if you're trying to build 20 habits at the same time because you don't know where you're starting, and it feels like you're changing your entire life because you have so many new habits to build. So stick to 2 habits a week, and I promise you over a couple of months your life will change so much because you implement so many good, new and healthy habits. Tip number 4, and that is the habit tracker, so that you can fill out if you have actually done your habit and stick to your habit. And you can either do this on a paper and maybe write out your most important habits that you want to do every day, and then you can cross them out or make some little boxes. Do it on your phone, however you want to do, but having a habit tracker will make you more fulfilled if you actually do your habits, and it also will make sure that you're practicing your habits on a regular basis, which is very important. My 5th tip is to create no resistance or build any obstacles, because let's be honest, we're all lazy and we want to do things that are very easy and very quick. So what I mean by that is, if you create no resistance, you're more likely to practice your habit on a regular basis. What I mean by that is, for example, if you're trying to drink more water and you have a water bottle while you're working or at school or at work, you're more likely to drink more, because if you have to get up and get a glass of water, this is obviously a lot more work and you will probably not do it. What I also highly recommend if you want to drink more water is use a straw, a reusable straw obviously, because since I'm using reusable straws, I'm drinking so much water every day. So if you've always been struggling, just a bonus tip, so if you have a yoga mat or an exercise mat, don't put it somewhere where you don't have an easy access or you have put other things out of the way. Just have it in your room or in a corner where you can just easily grab it. If you're trying to read at night, have your book on your nightstand. This creates no resistance, find out which habits you want to build, and then figure out which resistance there is and obviously remove it so it makes it easier for you to practice your habits. Number 6 is to change your mindset. And what I mean by that is don't always tell yourself that it doesn't make a difference if you're starting today or tomorrow or in a week, because it does make a difference. Obviously, if you practice your habit for only one day, it doesn't make a huge difference, but you will feel the difference after a week, after 2 weeks. And if you start right now, obviously you're gonna see the results way faster. So I highly encourage you, stop thinking that it won't change anything, because it will if you just start now. It also takes time, and be patient with your habits to see results. Number 7 is don't quit your habits just because you missed it once. Nothing happens if you're missing your habit once. I sometimes forget things that I want to do. Not every day is the same. Not every day is perfect. We all have bad days or days where we don't have time. Just make sure to get back on track the next day and everything will be fine, but don't give up on your habits just because you didn't practice it once. Number 8 is to switch habits. And what I mean by that is, if you're like me, you want to include so many habits in a day, but there's only so much time in the day where you can do those things, and maybe you have too many habits that you want to include in your daily schedule or habits that you want to build. So what I would recommend is maybe some habits you only want to do twice a week or a couple times a week and not every day, and you can also switch them out. For example, if you want to learn a language, maybe it is not sustainable for you to practice it 10 minutes every single day, but maybe it is better for you to practice it only on the weekends, but maybe for 15 minutes or half an hour. So just change your habits, switch habits. You don't have to do all of your habits daily, and this will make sure that you can even implement more productive and healthy habits into your life. And the last thing, and tip number 9 for today, is choose habits that you enjoy and not because others do them. And this is so important, because not everyone has to wake up at 5 a.m. Not everyone has to go to the gym. Maybe you enjoy yoga more or whatever you like. But just because other people are doing certain habits doesn't mean that you also have to do them, and if you don't really enjoy them. Always have a reason why you're doing those habits and which value it brings to you, or what you are expecting from that habit. This is so important if you want to stick to it. For example, if you want to drink more water, over time your skin clears up, your hair and your nails will look better and healthier. So always think about why you want to do that habit and which value will you get out of it over time. That is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe if you want to see more videos on productivity and health. And yeah, I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!